The story opens in a dense, fog-covered forest at dusk. A body is found near an old abandoned cabin. The victim is a well-known local figure, a historian with knowledge of the town's darkest secrets. The detectives arrive, their steps crunching on the wet leaves, and immediately start examining the area. The victim's face is hidden, only their bloodied clothes visible, and there are signs of a struggle. The eerie silence is broken only by the sound of distant birds, adding to the ominous atmosphere. A flashback scene to the last known sighting of the victim at a local pub. The victim had been seen arguing with a mysterious stranger, who later disappears from the town. Witnesses recall a conversation about the victim's research into the Aisha, town's long-forgotten unsolved murders. The camera lingers on the haunted faces of the pub-goers, hinting at their involvement in the mystery. Cut to the detective's office, where the investigation begins to unfold. The lead detective pores over old case files, his face illuminated by the dim light of a desk lamp. The camera zooms in on the records, revealing a web of old, unsolved crimes, murder, disappearances, and strange events that seem to overlap with the victim's research. There's a chilling connection between the unsolved deaths and the town's notorious history. The detectives visit the scene where the historian was last seen, an abandoned church on the outskirts of town. It's a place marked by decay, broken stained-glass windows, and an unsettling quietness. Here, they uncover strange symbols etched into the floorboards, possibly linked to the historian's research. The air is thick with mystery, and the tension escalates as the detective suspects the killer may have been involved in occult practices. The detectives begin questioning townspeople, who were close to the historian. One elderly woman, who once worked as the town's librarian, claims that the historian was obsessed with a cursed book, an ancient journal that detailed unspeakable acts. As the camera pans across her face, there's a flicker of fear in her eyes. The journal is said to hold the key to unlocking a series of murders spanning generations. At the town's library, the detectives find the book. It's hidden behind a secret door, just as the librarian described. The pages are yellowed with age, and the ink seems to have faded. The camera focuses on the eerie drawings and cryptic messages written in the book. The detectives realize that the historian had uncovered a horrifying truth. There is a ritual linked to the murders, one that may still be happening in the present day. A night scene at the edge of town, where the detectives set a trap for the killer. The camera follows the detectives through dense trees, their flashlights cutting through the darkness. Tension builds as they hear footsteps approaching. Suddenly, a figure emerges from the shadows, and the detectives are confronted with the mysterious stranger seen in the pub. He reveals his connection to the town's dark past, implicating him in the series of murders. In a dramatic confrontation, the detectives corner the stranger in the abandoned church. He confesses to the killings, explaining that he had been driven by a twisted sense of revenge, using the occult rituals described in the historian's book. The camera slowly pulls back as the stranger's voice becomes more erratic, revealing that the cycle of murder will continue unless stopped. The detectives apprehend him, but the mystery of why the historian was targeted remains unsolved. The final scene shows the detectives walking through the now empty forest, their faces shadowed and grim. The case is closed, but there is still a lingering sense of dread. The historian's research has unearthed something far darker than anyone could have imagined. As the camera pulls away from the forest, a faint whisper of wind carries the chilling warning that the past may never truly stay buried. The closing shot shows the book once again, now sealed in an evidence bag, resting on the detective's desk. A single page flutters in the wind, revealing one last cryptic message: the cycle continues. The camera zooms out, leaving viewers with a sense of unease as the credits begin to roll.